Hey everybody, Jim the Tabletop Engineer here, and welcome to a new episode. I have this big box here, right here. Just got this from Quartermaster Logistics, which is the fulfillment center that Battle Systems used to fulfill their latest Kickstarter, which is Core Space Firstborn. Now, if you're not familiar with it, this is the book for Core Space. This is the original game that they released. It's one of my favorite games. You can play it cooperative. You can play it solo. It is a science fiction skirmish war game, but there's a campaign and a story that's ongoing. There's leveling of your characters. It sort of scratches every itch you could want in a sci-fi miniatures type game. This has been out for a while. I honestly cannot remember when I first encountered the game, but I know that after I watched it, I wanted to play it. So I bought the core set, which is just a standard game box, and it came with enough stuff that I was able to run the game right out of the box, enjoy it, and it also made me realize that I wanted to play much, much more of it. By the time I discovered Core Space, there were a lot of expansions. I'm at a loss here. Probably should have inventoried it before I came on the video, but I want to say there's like about 7 or 8 expansions. 4 or 5 of those are small boxes of 5 miniatures that make up individual crews. And you can mix and match them. They come with character cards and weapons and custom things and stuff like that. The other boxes are a slightly larger, and they come with miniatures, but they also come with additional content that up the rules and mechanics of the game. There's one that allows you to integrate the galactic core, which is sort of like the police force of this particular universe. There's another one called One Night at Zed's or something like that, and it brings gang members into the game as like NPCs. Although you can play them as characters of your crew. You can recruit them or just choose them as your initial starting crew. Anyway, what I'm getting at is Core Space has been out for a while, and it has quite the following. Now Battle Systems is a UK company, and the game is still fully available. I have not seen Core Space, the original game, in too many game stores. But again, I haven't been to hundreds of game stores. There's probably lots of them that carry the game. As a matter of fact, if you check the description below, I'll give you a store near me here in Atlanta that sells the Core Space stuff. So you can check them out. What I want to do in this video is Battle Systems has come out with a new version of Core Space. It's not version 2.0. They didn't upgrade the old game, although it doesn't need it. This game's fine. What they did was they released another part of the story called Core Space Firstborn. I rarely ever go into Kickstarter and do what they call the all-ins, which is where you get everything they offer, all the expansions, all the add-ons, all that stuff. What I typically do when I back a game is I back the most basic one. And then if I like it, I will try to get all the other stuff as I can. Sometimes I have to go to eBay, or sometimes it's exclusive stuff, and you just take the hit. You're not going to find, you're not going to be able to get some of the stuff. But I am such a fan of Core Space that I decided to take the hit financially and get the all-in. Because the all-in for what Battle Systems was offering for this new game was incredible. I mean, what they offered for the price. I don't know that I'm going to like this game, but I suspect I am because I love Core Space. So it was less expensive for me to go ahead and do the all-in than to space this out over like a year or more and buy the things individually. And a lot of what's in the all-in, they're already selling separately. If you missed out on the Kickstarter, or if you did back just the core set, now you can get some of these extras. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to point the camera down at the work table, and I'm going to go through the all-in kit here. I'm probably going to open some of it too and let you see what's inside. I am going to get painting these miniatures because I really, really want to play this. Last thing before I get to the tabletop. If you are not familiar with Core Space and are curious about it, I believe I posted the first video of the campaign on YouTube for anyone to watch. So you can check that out. It's in my video library. But I made Core Space a patron-exclusive playthrough campaign that only patrons can view. So if you like the game and you want to see more of it, I think I'm up to mission 5 or 6 now. If you become a patron, which is just $1 a month, you'll get access to all the other Core Space games that I'm playing. I'm also playing Rangers of Shadow Deep. I'm playing that as a patron-only campaign as well. So if you're looking for a fantasy game, I'm doing that one. But anyway, let's get to the tabletop. I'll open this big box and let's take a look at what's inside. All right, the exciting part. I guess this is a true unboxing because I haven't even unboxed the big box yet. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this nice warm jacket, I'm in the basement. And my basement is not heated, and it is 30 degrees outside, and this basement is freezing. So, I gotta bundle up if I want to stay warm down here. All right, well, they wrapped it pretty good. I'll give them that. So I'm just gonna start pulling stuff out here. If you'll give me just a moment, I'll go through it all. And trust me, it's a lot. Wow, it just keeps coming. Wow, okay. And then, of course, the box. All right, there we go. What is this? And some rings. And I think that's it. All right, away you go, box. All right. Let's take a look. So, obviously, here is the Core Space box set. This is the same size box as the original Core Space game came in. So same format. You'll notice the sticker that says KS Edition, Kickstarter Edition. What they did was, for Kickstarter, when you bought the core set, you could also, there were different tiers. And a couple of the tiers, what they did was, there were some expansions that will be sold separately, but they went ahead and included them with the core set, if you were a Kickstarter. And then, of course, they had the All-In, which you got this. And let's just go through this here. So you get this. This is the Patrol Class Shuttle. This is a flat pack. It's thin cardboard. You punch it out, and it makes this shuttle right here. Hang on one second. I'll show you something. Here is the other shuttle that they sell separately. It looks awesome, by the way, on any mat. And so this one's, I think this one's a little different. No, it's a little different. The cockpit is different. The wings are definitely different. So yeah, similar shape and form, but something new. So this was they will probably sell this as an expansion because they sold the other shuttle as an expansion. But this was part of the All-In. Here is Trading Posts. This obviously is one of those things that they will be selling separately. It comes with additional enemies and crew, and then structures that you can build that look like containers that have been converted into like shops and stuff like that. Oh, this one's heavy. Wow. This one's called the Trader Encampment. This is actually, I know what this is. So Battle Systems sells these boxes that are about this size, and they sell them. They come with a neoprene mat and terrain that you put together. It's that punch-out stuff, and that's what this is. Because you can flip it over and you can see it comes with the mat and it comes with everything you see on it. I guess I should open the plastic. That might make it easier for you to see without that glare. But these are usually, I want to say, they're usually anywhere from about $60 up to $100. This one has 179 pieces, and that's pretty small compared to some of the other ones. One of the other ones, I want to say it had close to 300, like 284 or something like that, and it was about $100. So my hope is that this one will probably be a little less. But you get everything you see here, all this terrain and the mat. What this doesn't come with is the minis and stuff, which are what comes in Trading Post 5, this one right here. But let me open this real quick and just show you. So this envelope always contains the little plastic connectors. Tear it open and show you. Yeah, these little plastic connectors, which are what you use to connect the cardboard pieces to make the terrain. And then, of course, you get a neoprene mat. Now, the question I have is this just a recolor of the other one? It is not. This is a brand new mat. The reason I say that is some of their other kits, they have like 2 or 3 of these, and they come with a sci-fi mat. They're all the same, but they're slight color differences. But this one is actually different. The graphics and things are totally unique on it. So that's excellent news. Get a new neoprene mat. By the way, these mats are 2 feet by 2 feet, 24 inches by 24 inches. And then you get the flat packed chipboard. I don't know what, this is cardboard, chipboard, but you can see the pieces are printed front and back, and they're very thin. I'm not going to punch them out right now because I've learned my lesson. Everything that Battle Systems does, they label it. Like this one says scaffold. This one says shelving. What you can do is, to make sure you don't get any parts mixed up, you only punch out parts that share the same name. And then you can go and watch videos. They put videos up on their website that show you how to put some of these together. Now, some of these are pretty easy to figure out. So they may not have a video for everything, but some of the more complicated ones, like the shuttle, for example, has an entire video dedicated just to how to build it. So I suspect that there will probably be a video for how to build that one as well. So there you go. This one has, it looks like 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 sheets of this cut cardboard, plus the mat and the clips. So if you're looking for sci-fi terrain, if you're not interested in playing Core Space or Core Space Firstborn, but you just want terrain and maybe a neoprene mat, these make great boxes. This is like, I mean, I own a bunch of these. They're that good. And if you watch my other Core Space videos or my 5 parsecs from home videos, you'll see I use the mats and the terrain quite a bit in those videos. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, this one is called Gates of Ryza, or Ryza. I don't know how you pronounce it. And I remember this one. This one has new enemies that are, I guess, more advanced. I know they're bigger than the ones that come in the Core Space game. Gates of Ryza, you not only get additional enemy minis, but you get some new alien-type terrain, which, I mean, come on, that thing looks awesome. Look at that. A gateway with these pylons, and there's some columns, and it looks like there's some alien terminals and cargo containers. The other thing is, and this is, I'm going to give Battle Systems a huge credit here. When they release things like this, so you get minis and you get new terrain, but they also make sure you get all the gaming material you need to keep playing it. So obviously there are alien cards for like running them in the game, like when you encounter them. They also give you more dice, and these are dice specific probably to a scenario or maybe to these particular creatures. Anytime they give you new dice, it's usually because they have added some sort of mechanic or some new table that you reference for a particular enemy. You'll also see they give you a bunch of tokens down here and some new event cards. The tokens are what you use in the game. You find this, like you loot cargo crates and you find things and you get them off dead bodies and stuff like that. The event cards, I suspect that these just add to the event cards in the big box, and they're surprises that you flip a card at the beginning of each turn, and they toss in random occurrences, random events, and things like that. So that's pretty cool. Gates of Ryza. Let's keep going. All right, so this is one I'm really been interested in. This is called Utility Dashboards. Apparently, this is going to add the ability, not only in Firstborn, but also in the original Core Space game. It adds a backpack mechanic. In the Core Space game, one of the most aggravating things is your character can only carry enough equipment to fill this little tray, and it's only about, I don't know, 2 inches wide, and it can hold like 4 of the little tokens or 2 of the bigger wide tokens. And if you find something in a crate, or if you loot a body or something like that, and you find something and you don't have space, you have to drop something to put something in. Apparently, this utility dashboard expansion allows you, and I can see a backpack right here. It allows your character, I guess, to either find or buy a backpack in the game that gives you more space to carry stuff. Because I'm telling you, it's very aggravating when you find a really kick-butt weapon, but you can't take it because you don't have space and you don't want to give up any of your good stuff that you've already got in your tray. Now, I don't know what this is for. I can't tell. I don't know what these are for. So obviously it says it's a combat dashboard. I don't know. Now I can already see that, again, I mentioned to you that they give you cool stuff with it. It looks like you get more pegs, more tokens, and some counters. Plus you get a rule booklet, I guess, which explains how to use them. Let's keep going. Oh, this is another one that I've been really looking forward to. I actually bought these separately, and I may donate these to someone who I know plays the game. These are reference cards. In the original book, your characters have skills, and those skills correspond to their class. And there's like more than a dozen classes in that first game. I suspect this game is going to add even more. But with each class comes skills that you can invest skill points in, and they help you, do special things in the game. The problem is, before these came out, if you didn't have a good memory, every time you wanted to use a skill, you had to turn to the back of the book. You had to find the particular skill, and the other thing is the classes are these little cardboard insert that go onto your character board, and they have a mixture of colored skills. Okay, they're all over the place. So if here's a range skill, and if I flip the page, here's a stealth skill. If one of my characters has one of these stealth skills and one of these ranged, I kept having to flip back, and they have like 7 skills to choose from. It's crazy. So you were constantly having to flip back and forth in this book to go from one skill to another skill, back to that skill, and then you might forget, what was that one? And each skill has 3 levels. All right, I'm hoping you're getting my point here. Very, very annoying. So what they did was they released this reference card set. Each one of these cards corresponds to, well, there's a bunch of cards. They have cards that are just the skills in a particular color, okay? Then they also have cards in here that correspond to the classes. And each class card will have a mixture of the colored skills. So you don't have to have, like, for instance, if you don't have to have 4 of these skill cards in front of a character because you have those 4 different colored skills. Instead, you just go through here and you find the class you are, and it automatically has the mixture of colored skills on that one single card. If that doesn't make sense, my last core space video, I started using these, and they really, really saved me a lot of time. What I forgot was that I had ordered these separately before I did the All-In, so I actually got a second set of these. I also got a second set of these rings. What are these rings for? Well, they fit over the 1-inch bases that come in the game for the game miniatures, and they just allow you to color code things. Like, you could make all of one crew red, another crew yellow. You could make the bad guys white or black. There's the original game came with, I think, 2 colors, 3 colors. It came with a blue, green. I think that was it, blue and green. Or maybe it was just blue. I can't recall. Didn't come with a lot. So they finally got wise and they released them in different colors. All right, let's keep going. I don't know why they threw this in there. This was a part of the All-In. I couldn't turn this away. It was just part of the thing. But it's crew dashboards. I mentioned to you that each of your crew will have a dashboard, a character sheet. And these are the little plastic trays. So in the top part goes your character bio, which has all your skills and stuff. Or at least all your health and attacks and things like that. Then the next one is where your class insert goes. The one below it is where you put your equipment tokens. And then this tracks your health, your skill points, and your ammo that you've used. So they sent along an extra 4 of them. I've got a bunch of these, so I don't really need those. So maybe I'll do a giveaway. I don't know. Now, this is new. I don't know about this. This is called the Enhanced Ship Dashboard. And apparently, it's to allow you to, in the core space game, you have a ship and you have to maintain it. You have to repair it. You can upgrade it. You can buy new weapons or new things for it that allows the ship to sort of behave as a character. It can do things in the game like scan cargo containers, or you can mount guns on the airlock, and so if any bad guys come within a certain distance of your ship or where you're docked, the guns will go blazing. Apparently, this is going to expand upon that concept of your ship as a character. It has a dashboard of its own. It has overlays. It has a class board. So I guess if there's a crewman that's left on board, you would choose a class. Like it says helmsman. I don't know. Maybe there's more of these in here. And then it looks like you get upgrade tokens. I don't know, equipment tokens and counter. So this is going to be, I'm sure this is going to add a little bit of complexity to the game, but hey, great. And then of course they threw in one of their dry erase pens, which is nice because all of the tokens and the character class boards and the character, the actual stat boards, they're all dry erase. You can write on them because skills are represented by these little tiny white dots. And so if you take that skill, level 1, you blacken in or pin in 1 dot. And if you upgrade it to a level 2, you do 2 dots. And every skill has up to 3. Some have 2, but most have 3. And so the maximum is level 3 on a skill. And so the pin is just, something they include, I guess, to fill them in. All right, so the most logical place to start is obviously with the core box. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up, and we'll see what's inside. I can tell you right now, it's heavier than the other core space game. Oh yeah, definitely much heavier. They must have packed, well, I know they packed this with extra stuff because I mentioned to you that with the All-In, there were some expansions that they included in the Kickstarter version of the game. So they're in here. So let me pop this open. All right. Throw these away so the dog doesn't get them. And of course, you get your mat. And let's see, this is probably a duplicate. This is a duplicate of the one that comes in the terrain. It looks like an exact duplicate, same coloration and everything. So that's okay. 2 mats means you could play a much bigger game. You could put them together and play a 2x4 game, which they do have scenarios, believe it or not, in the core space game. This is how the game plays. It'll show you a map of the game scenario that you're going to play, and the 2x2 is represented here. This is you put your mat down, and then these are walls and doors and stuff. But in the game, they actually do have, let me see if I can find you one. Here we go, like that. Look at those, big ones. And they're delineated by this black line, which tells you need two sections or 2 mats to play that. But it tells you that's for a 4 to 6 player game. So my guess is that they will intend to do this for this game as well. Now, I can tell you right now, this has been well packed because I see tape holding things down. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the clear ruler. They said they were going to include a clear ruler for measuring, and they did. Look at that. There it is. I don't know what the color's for, but that's weird. Oh, that's actually a graphic on there. It looks like it's laser fire. Okay. I was like wondering what these little red stains were. They're laser fire. All right. So you get dividers, and these are so that you can, make little containers in the box. I guess to keep everything, keep everything together. And I don't use these very often. I have my own system that I use, and I tend to use these big containers to keep everything together. I keep the terrain separate, but there you go. You can keep everything organized. All right, let's take a look. Get a bunch of little baggies for organizing tokens and stuff. This is the ship. This is definitely the ship. It looks like all the different ship crews. Each crew, let me get this for you and show you. Hold on just one second. I mentioned that you can buy the expansion crews, right? Well, here's an example one. This is the Cygnus crew. So it comes with 4 miniatures, all the tokens, stuff like that. Now, this was for the core space game. Now, each crew has its own ship. This is the Cygnus. So look at this. I'll bet you there's a Cygnus in here. Here it is. There is an actual card for the Cygnus, which looks like it has stats. Oh, this is a blank, so you could build your own ship. That's cool. So yeah, so each ship has different stats, because I can look right here at these bars, and it is different than this one. So each ship must be custom, and then of course it has the ship dashboard, which allows you to, I guess, keep it in a little tray. This game does come with these connectors, which allow you to snap the ship character sheet to your dashboard here. Like, this is the ship dashboard, and somewhere in here are clips that allow you to clip these two together so that they stay together. for easy transport or just keeping your desk as uncluttered as possible. This is the hostility tracker. I recognize it. That's going to be where the hostility tracker goes. If these terms don't mean anything to you, sorry. I'm not here to explain the rules so much as just go through and show what everything has here. So it does look like the utility dashboard instructions. Here's ships of disrepute, which looks like it explains how the ship docking thing works. It does. It looks like there's there's reputations, new abilities. Oh man, this looks awesome. Something about a commander skill. This is probably going to take me a week to digest and read. All right, here's the In the Line of Fire and Fury of the Insane God. These are 2 expansions that you will be able to buy, as I understand it, separately. They'll be expansions, but they were packaged in the core Kickstarter box, probably to save space, which I'm all for them saving cardboard and not adding more to it. I don't recall this in the original core game. I'm pretty sure it did not. But here, we've got a document called Read This First, which this is great. It probably gives you just a very quick summary of what the game's about, how things do. And then, of course, you've got the actual rule book here. And I am pretty confident that this is new. Because I'm telling you, the first time I read through the rules, it's a bit overwhelming. There's a lot to remember. And anyone who watches my Core Space playthrough videos will tell you, I frequently forget things. I mean, there's so many rules to keep track of. I'm getting better at it. But I also play so many other games, especially sci-fi games, that sometimes I get the rules mixed up between games. So this is kind of a nice addition. And it's not thin. It looks like it's quite a few pages. 16 pages in all. So you got that, and then of course you've got the rule book, which is paperback. Now, Core Space, the original game, came with a rule book just like this. I think it was about the same length. I don't have it with me to reference. They came out later. I don't think this came out when the game was released. They came out with this, the deluxe rule book. This book right here contains the original Core Space paperback that came with the core game. Plus, it comes with other stuff. It comes with extra scenarios. It comes with like a story of how the Kickstarter was run. It comes with crew bios and enemy bios. What else? It comes with a bunch of things that aren't in the basic paperback rulebook. So I'm hoping that Battle Systems has the intention of releasing a deluxe rulebook for Firstborn, because I've really enjoyed the deluxe rulebook. It has advanced rule. There's some extra rules in it that weren't included, I believe, in the basic book. So we shall see. Next, I can tell you, here come the miniatures. All the miniatures. Now, this is the core miniatures, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I can see under here there's something else. So, they've really done this. So, everything's color-coded. The bad guys are this green color, and it's a nasty looking green. And the crew members are this gray and I guess the orange. Yeah, maybe these are mercenaries. I don't know. And then it looks like we've got some big worm monsters here. And then, of course, you've got tokens. Oh, look, more miniatures tucked in here. More blue. Oh, blue miniatures. I don't know what those are for. Those are probably for one of the expansions. Here's some more enemies, and here are those. Here's those backpack pieces that connect to the dashboards, and looks like there's some more tokens. Oh, dice. There's dice down in there. The game comes with plenty of dice. Oh, those are nice. The other ones were solid. These are sort of marbly looking. I like those. And plenty of tokens. So lots to go through, and more importantly, or more aggravating, is lots more painting to do. I prefer to paint my minis when I play these games. I could play it without painting them, but there's something about the immersion of playing with painted minis. So if you have this and you're not going to paint the minis, I envy you, because you're going to get started to play before I am, because I definitely want to paint at least the minimum before I get going. And then, of course, you have the pack of all of the terrain. This looks to be about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about somewhere between 20 and 24 sheets double-sided of the walls and the columns and all those other crazy things that you will put together to make up the terrain. All right, let's see what's in here. I already see one thing that's in here. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, what is that? That is some sort of nasty-looking alien on a tripod, or... Well, I can see his legs, so this must be some sort of mechanical means of moving. Look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, and then what's below here? All right, we got the dashboards. Oh, yeah. So extra clips for the terrain. And then, of course, event cards. Oh, look, another. Oh, 2, 3, 4. So 3 extra things of clips plus the one wherever it was that came with. Oh, no, it came in that expansion. So you get 3 bags of clips. And believe me, this is more than enough for all this terrain. As you get more expansions for Core Space, you start collecting these. I've got so many of these, I never have to worry about running out. Now, these are a different color. The other ones I have are gray, and these are sort of a brown color, but it doesn't really matter. It's probably to match the alien terrain. That probably makes more sense. All right, so that is it for... Oh, a new token. It looks like there's a... These are the ship tokens. I recognize... Well, no, I don't. I don't know what these are. I'll have to... But they obviously pack... It's sealed up inside there, so that's something new. A Core Space bag, which is where you put all your tokens to draw. And let me put all this back in here real quick. So if you're like me, you never get everything back into the way it came. But it looks like I'll get most of it. I won't get the divider system in there, but there we go. That is the core box. And again, I believe that this is, well, I know this is now available for sale in stores, in game stores. Maybe not yours, but game stores do have it. I know of one game store here in Atlanta that is carrying it. And again, check the Discover Games. Hey, Alan, give you a shout out. Discover Games, which is in, is it Fayetteville? I think it's Fayetteville, which is south of Atlanta. It's about a 45-minute drive for me to get there, but they are carrying Core Space Firstborn. And apparently they also have expansions and stuff like that. So check the description below if you want to get the game. If you don't have access to it right now and you want to get it, definitely give Alan a call or check out his website. I'm not going to open this because I will say this about the other patrol ship that I did. Most of this terrain is pretty easy to put together. I use wood glue. This is cardboard, and so for the fiddly bits that I'm worried about that they will fall apart, I just use wood glue. I put it in the grooves where they sort of attach and let that glue dry for 20-30 minutes, and that thing's not coming apart. You'll have to stomp on it to destroy it. I used glue on my other shuttle, mainly because that thing was so fiddly. You know, you'd be putting one part in and another part would sort of slide out or come off. And it was a pain. I'm going to be honest. Battle Systems, I love the ship, but man, what a pain to put together. I'm not looking forward to this one. Unless they've made improvements on putting it together, that was probably the worst of all the Battle System stuff I've put together. That it just wasn't really enjoyable. Let's take a look in... Let's do this. Gates of Ryza. Let me open this up, because this one looks really... I love that terrain. So, yeah. So this one definitely comes with extra bad guys. Here's those dice that are probably specific to something in here. Extra event cards. And then, of course, you get a rule book, which typically explains all this, but then you also get scenarios. Let's see if you get scenarios. So it tells you about the terrain you're going to get. And here it is. Yep, you get scenarios. So not only does the core rulebook come with a bunch of scenarios, it probably comes with a campaign. I should have looked. But when you buy expansions, they typically give you extras. So here's 1, 2, 3 new scenarios to play through with the Gates of Ryza expansion. And of course, the terrain. There you go. Punch it out, fold it up. Here's the cards for referencing the aliens and what their damage is and how much attack they give, and everything on here is visual. So, you know, like that, I know it has 2 shields, rolls 2 dice for ranged attacks. If it's in close with you, it's going to roll 4 dice with that hand-to-hand combat. This pertains to its jump and movement. That's I'm not sure what that is. Maybe I don't know what that means. I have to look. Don't know what that means. Don't know what that means. So there's obviously some new things on here that I'm not 100% familiar with. But man, what a ton of stuff. Definitely going to be looking forward to playing. You know, what's crazy is you get these expansions and you want to play them, but you got to play the base game first. So this stuff, I'll have time to paint up this stuff and get playing it, but got quite a bit of painting and playing ahead of me in the near future. Let's take a look at the Trading Post expansion. Let's set that there. So the Trading Post, I didn't open that one. So this one is supposed to come with miniatures of crew and I think mercenaries. Let's see. Oh, they're new NPCs. So it comes with new NPCs, new civilians, new gangers, and a lone galactic core agent. Which one's that? It's probably this Derek guy, Darek. The blue are typically NPCs. I forgot about that. That's right. They're characters that you don't play so much, although I guess you can, because usually they come with a card. The card on one side will be its NPC card, and then when you flip it, because see how it shows reversible here? When you flip it, it can become like a crew member or a playable character. So very, very cool that they stayed with that. Because if you play this game, sometimes you lose crew members. They die, and you can't get them back, so you got to go recruit. So once again, miniatures. And it looks like new event cards. No dice. No new dice for this one. Here's your new rule book that explains the characters. And I'll bet you it's got 3 or 4 scenarios. 1, 2, 3. 3 scenarios. So nice. I really like these new crates and terrain. This stuff just looks so good. Oh, man. I'm going to tell you, Battle Systems terrain is just some of my favorite. It just looks so good. I love 3D printed terrain. I love laser cut terrain. I love all terrain. But when you want to get a quick game put together and play, nothing beats this Battle Systems stuff because you can keep it. Once again, I'm never going to get that back in the box. You can keep it, sort of assembled and in a container and just pull what you need, which is what I do. All right, so where was I? Let's see. I'm not going to open this. I've already opened the expansion called Trader Encampment. Like I said, this sucker's heavy. It's a good bit of terrain. So it looks like what it does is it offers additional sort of Badlands, rusty, beat-up-looking terrain. Oh, I love that. What is that? Tell me that that's not a... Let me look at the back of this. Oh, it is. There's like a ruined structure and a watchtower sort of on the side of the hill here. Man, that's some nice looking terrain. Golly, Battle Systems, you're killing me. They do good work. All right, so that is it for the unboxing of the All-In. You do not have to go crazy like me and do the All-In. You can start with just the core box of Core Space Firstborn, which is this right here. Now, again, keep in mind, this will not come with those 2 expansion kits. Those can be purchased separately. So your box is probably not going to be as heavy as this one, but it will be close. Because in here is also the terrain for those 2 expansions, I imagine. But you can flip it over here and you can see you have got so many walls and scatter terrain. You got your character cards, your enemy cards, hostility tracker, the miniatures, tokens, dice, all this stuff to play a game. And I know this looks like a lot, but I will tell you, it usually takes about a 3 foot by 3 foot space on my work table. My work table here is 4 by 4, and there's usually at least a foot or so on one side that I don't even use because I'm filming. So the mat, which is 2 by 2, it's it fits on half of my work table, and then all of my tokens and everything and the trackers and stuff like that, I keep on, you know, my side, and then I film it. So it's not going to take a lot of space. You could play this on a dining table. You could play this on the floor if you really needed to. It does not take up a significant amount of space. All right, so there you go. Core Space Firstborn, the sci-fi miniatures game. This is the standalone box right here. Again, check the description below, and I'll at least put one company that I know of that is selling this right now. They just got done, or they're doing fulfillment right now for the Kickstarter, so it's very possible that more and more stores will start carrying it. But I just don't know. I do know here in the United States, because this is a UK company and all this stuff is heavy and big and bulky, a lot of game stores just aren't carrying Core Space, which is unfortunate because it's just an outstanding game. Here's what you can expect. Probably this weekend, thankfully I don't have to glue anything together. These miniatures they don't require any gluing. I do need to prime them, and I'm going to start painting, and I'm going to read the rule book and determine what set of miniatures I need to, or at least the minimum set of miniatures I need to get this game going, because I really want to start playing this. I really, really want to start playing it. I'm hoping maybe in the next 2 weeks to get the first game in. And as always, I will post the first game on YouTube to let everybody get an idea of what the game is about. And I'll be deciding whether or not I'm going to make this a patron-only campaign or just put it on YouTube. So that's it. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thank you for joining me on this review of Core Space Firstborn. Everybody, take care.